As Campaign 83 comes to an end, it will be intriguing to see how the so-called liberal Lakefront ward residents cast their ballots in this mayoral election. As I.J. Hudson reports, both candidates have invested a lot of time in that area, hoping to sway the undecided vote.
Every time I hear something new, I've changed my mind.
It's a hard decision, I think, between the two of them. I didn't make up my mind until late.
The analysts, the politicians, said the showdown would come here, the Lakefront wards.
Bernie Epton.
Why?
Because I just think that we should look at the past records, and I don't think Harold Washington's behavior should be awarded.
I'd rather see Washington get in there, and then I'd like to see what he'll do.
The numbers vary, but both sides agreed the undecided vote here could make the difference. And the undecided came to vote. In the 44th Ward, 3rd Precinct, a strong turnout and strong feelings.
Why? I don't believe that Washington is the right man for the job. I think he's a crook.
How about you, sir?
I follow the same feelings. I've been voting for Epton because I don't think Washington is an honest person.
I have this strange suspicion that you voted for Harold Washington this morning.
Yes. Well, I think he's a very intelligent man. I think he has a leadership quality, and I think he knows a lot about government. He's the only candidate who had experience of government at the national level, and I think that's quite a treat for Chicago. For once, I hope we learn.
In the 44th Ward, 36th Precinct, a lot of support for Washington. A middle-class neighborhood, the high-rises are not as high. It is an area his campaign people say will go more than 70% for Washington.
Isn't that just a tad high? No, I don't think so. You don't think so? No, the Democrats in this precinct are all supporting Washington, as well as the independents, all the progressive elements.
Washington.
Why?
He's a winner.
Going to vote for Washington.
I voted for Mr. Epton.
Why?
I think he's the better of the two candidates.
But it is tougher for Washington in the 46th Ward. A lot of support for Byrne in the primary and for Epton this time. Those who pass by and are undecided will find a lot of help in making up their minds. A gaggle of Epton people at 2 street corners.
You know, got to get the people out here, let them do their deciding, but you got to get them out here to do it.
And a couple of Washington workers inviting support.
Some people are coming in, and they are positive, a few.
But when they go in there and vote,
We don't know, do we?
who are you going to vote for?
I don't want to tell you, and I'd rather not tell you. I don't think I should tell you.
A lot of Lakefront people are independent and will tell you little other than they voted. We will find out their decision a little later. A lot of people now have made up their minds, 50 minutes or so left in the voting tonight. An informal survey of the so-called Lakefront liberals shows a number of things that some considered voting, considered not voting, because they didn't feel either of the candidates was qualified. The vast majority felt that the campaign was one of personalities and not one of issues. That here in the 44th Ward, there are a lot of white people who will vote for Washington. But will it be enough? Maybe so. I.J. Hudson, Channel 2 News, reporting live from the 44th Ward.
Maybe so, maybe not. One thing we haven't seen, of course, are black voters who say they're going to vote for Epton. True? While voters appear to be turning out in force all across the city, our Phil Ponce found one area where that doesn't appear to be the case. He is with us now with a live mini-cam report. Phil?
Well, it's kind of a surprise, but here in Pilsen, it's possible that fewer people will come out to vote today than they did in the primary. In the precinct I'm in, just over half of the people in the precinct have come in to cast their ballots. But people here in Pilsen think they know why the numbers are down. Today, Hispanic voters are faced mainly with primarily concerned with the race for mayor. But last February, there was a big campaign by a Hispanic candidate against Vito Marzullo, alderman in the 25th Ward. Marzullo won. Some political observers say that without a hot aldermanic race, some Hispanic voters here in Pilsen are simply staying away. Epton's people say that up to 50% of the people who are voting citywide are voting for the Republican. But Washington's people claim their candidate will get somewhere around 60% of the Hispanic vote across the city. During the campaign, Washington picked up endorsements from a lot of well-known Hispanics, and his support seems to be especially strong in the Puerto Rican community on the near northwest side near Humboldt Park. There are 95,000 Hispanics registered to vote in Chicago. Washington's people tell me that they're looking for about 50,000. They need that 50,000 if they're going to vote. They should find out fairly soon if they've met that goal. Gentlemen?
State Senator William Murrow is pleading innocent tonight to charges of influence peddling. The 38-year-old Chicago Democrat is accused of trying to extort $12,000 from a construction company in Skokie. Murrow allegedly offered to put the fix in on a lawsuit against the company. The lawsuit stemmed from the demolition of the landmark Rinker House in Chicago's northwest side. Murrow said the charges are a miscarriage of justice.
Some bad news from John Coughlin this evening. It appears plenty of rain is headed our way. His forecast when we come back.